Unfortunately, it has always been disturbing and irritating to me whenever the remains of my penis brush against my clothes, against my underwear, and I didn't even know what circumcision was until after I turned 27. And unfortunately, I have not figured out how to do foreskin restoration. I know that when the remains of my penis are even partially erect, I can't force tissue over the glands, but when it's in its most unerect state, I can push the glands inward and manipulate tissue onto the glands, but I have difficulty stretching something without just manipulating. I discovered this kind of device in January of 2011. This is not even a device. It's like underwear for the remains of the penis. It's a man hood made by Randy Timken. It's made in Winnipeg, Canada. No, he didn't pay me anything to say this, but it works quite well. It straps around the remains of the penis with Velcro, and then after a while the Velcro wears out, and then I've gone through a lot of these. This is a homemade version, a homemade mutilated penis protector. This is actually my third attempt at making my own version of the man hood. My first attempt was with a t-shirt. It was an old shirt that I cut up and then I put some Velcro on, and the Velcro that I bought had adhesive on it. The adhesive did not stick good, and the shirt material was fraying or unraveling. This is my third attempt, and this actually almost works quite well. I measured around the base of the remains of the penis with a flexible tape measure, and it was just under 4 inches, but you have to account for the overlap. There has to be some overlap, and I ended up making this 3 layers thick. I went on eBay and bought some swimsuit material. This is material meant for a homemade swimsuit. Apparently some people are sophisticated and they use sewing machines to sew their own clothes or do sewing projects. I don't have a sewing machine. I used super glue, but it was a flexible super glue. The glue said it was flexible. There was a similar fabric on Amazon. The one on Amazon had more than 80% nylon and the rest elastane. This material that I bought on eBay was 80% nylon and the rest elastane. It has a 4-way stretch. It looks like a good material. It's not fraying so far. And I made it, cut out a piece that was 6.5 inches wide and 12 inches in the opposite direction, and maybe I should have made it more than 12 inches in the opposite direction. I folded it the long way so that it was 6.5 inches one way and 4 inches in the other direction, and I used chalk to make markings on the fabric. This is a nice neon yellow color. There's different colors available, and I used blue chalk because I thought the blue would be more visible than white. I should have used white. The guy in the craft store suggested white. I should have listened because the blue left markings on the fabric. The markings won't come out. Not that it really matters that much because it's not like anybody's going to see it. And instead of buying the Velcro that has the adhesive already on it, I bought the kind of Velcro that had no adhesive on it because the super glue holds better than the adhesive. And this super glue that I bought was E6000 brand, and maybe there's another brand that would work as well. And this man hood, the official version made by Randy Timken, is sewn closed at the end, and it's got this other little piece of fabric at the end. I didn't sew mine closed, and it still works. I don't know if it makes a difference whether I sew it closed. Maybe it's easier to clean if it's not sewn closed. So yeah, this is a homemade piece of fabric that protects your naked, exposed glands from brushing against your underwear. And I haven't seen anybody write or discuss making their own homemade version of the man hood. It's 3 layers thick, and you have to close it without the Velcro on. So you see how the Velcro is in the lower right hand corner when you hold it so that you're imagining that the length of the remains of the penis are going to be going away from you, and the width that it's going to be rolled up against is side to side. And then you flip the whole thing over and then put the other piece of Velcro also in the lower right hand corner. And just like with the man hood made by Randy Timken, the fuzzy part of the Velcro is on the bottom when you're fastening it, and the scratchy hooky part of the Velcro is on top. I don't know why the hooks shouldn't be on the bottom and the fuzzy part shouldn't be on the top. Make sure you don't inhale the fumes from the glue. Feel free to make any comments about whether you've made your own variation of the man hood at home. And remember that the fact that I apparently am compensating for the irritation does not make it okay for the abuse of circumcision to exist. Put any comments you want. Have a good night.